Good morning, students. Welcome to e-learning program. Myself, Sunil Lekar from HAL English Medium School, Ozar Township, Ozar. Now, students, we are going to learn the 12th lesson, that is India gains independence, in this video. Okay. Now, I'm going to read. I'm going to start this lesson. During the period of Second World War, Indian freedom struggle had become more extensive. The demand for independence of India was gaining its strength. The British rulers realized that it was necessary to take the serious note of it. Accordingly, the British government started preparing various plans for granting independence to India. The Indian National Congress was founded the principle of secularism. People of all caste and religion had taken part in the national struggle. To weaken this movement, the British adopted the policy of divide and rule. Its consequences was the establishment of Muslim League. In 1930, Dr. Muhammad Iqbal, a well-known poet, put forth the thought of an independent Muslim state. Later, Chaudhary Rahmat Ali put up the idea of Pakistan. Barrister Muhammad Ali Jinnah put forth the two-nation theory and demanded a separate Muslim nation named Pakistan. Indian National Congress was only a Hindu organization. The Muslims have no benefit of it. Such kind of propaganda was started by Barrister Jinnah and the Muslim League. Now what happened? During the Second World War, demand for India's independence was at its peak and so was freedom movement. Indian National Congress was founded on the principle of secularism. People of all caste and religion had taken part in the national struggle. But divide and rule policy of British government created the base for foundation of Muslim League. Then the idea of an independent Muslim state was put forth by Dr. Muhammad Iqbal in 1930. The name Pakistan was coined by Chaudhary Rahmat Ali. The two-nation theory was propounded and a separate Muslim state was demanded by Barrister Muhammad Ali Jinnah. And he means Jinnah and the Muslim League falsely held propaganda that the Indian National Congress was a Hindu organization which would not benefit the Muslims. Okay. Now the next point is the Wavell Plan. In June 1945, Lord Wavell, the Viceroy of India, drew up a plan. There were different provisions in this plan. Accordingly, some of its provisions were that in central and provincial legislature, Muslims, Dalit and minorities should be given proper representation, and there will be equal number of Hindu and Muslim members in Viceroy's Executive Council. A meeting of all major political parties in India was organized at Simla to consider the Wavell Plan. Barrister Jinnah insisted that only the Muslim League should have the right to suggest the names of Muslim representative to the Viceroy's Executive Council, but the Congress opposed it. Therefore, the Wavell Plan could not be successful. Now, what we see in this point, that is Wavell Plan. Okay. Now, in 1945, Viceroy Lord Wavell drew up a plan. Its provisions were, first of all, proper representation due to representation to Dalits and minorities and the Muslims in central and provincial legislature. Provide equal representation to the Hindus and Muslims in the Executive Council of Viceroy. At the meeting of all major political parties at Simla, Barrister Jinnah insisted that the Muslim League should have the right to suggest the names of Muslim representatives to Executive Council. Congress opposed it, and thus Wavell plan was not successful. Okay, now the cabinet mission is there. Okay, next point is there. After the end of Second World War, the British rulers were in favor of granting freedom to India in the Parliament. British Prime Minister Attlee clarified the British policy regarding India. According to it, the right of Indian people to draft their own constitution was recognized. It was also made clear that the issue of minorities will not come in the way of India's independence. In March 1946, a delegation of British ministers, namely Patrick Lawrence, Stafford Cripps, and A.V. Alexander, put forth England's plan regarding India in front of Indian leaders. This is called cabinet mission. Some of the provisions in the plan were not acceptable to the Congress. Similarly, there was no provision of independent state for Muslims. So the Muslim League was unsatisfied. Therefore, cabinet mission was not fully accepted. Now, in March 1946, just we have seen the delegation consisted of Patrick Lawrence, Stafford Cripps, and A.V. Alexander came to India, and it is known as cabinet mission. Some provisions were not acceptable to the Congress, as there was no provision to create an independent Muslim state. It was not acceptable to the Muslim League also. Now, what happened, or what is the direct action day? Since the demand for Pakistan was not being fulfilled, the Muslim League decided for direct action accordingly. 16th August 1946 was declared to be observed as direct action day by the Muslim League. The followers of Muslim League resorted to violent ways. There were Hindu Muslim riots in various parts of country. There were massacres in the Noakhali region in the province of Bengal. To stop the violence, Gandhiji went there without giving any thought to his own life. He tried his best to establish peace there. Now, what is direct action day is there? Okay, Muslim League declared the observance of 16th August 1946 as the direct action day to realize the objectives of creation of Pakistan. As demand of Pakistan was not getting fulfilled, the followers of Muslim League resorted to violence which led to the Hindu-Muslim riots all over the country. Without fearing for his life, Gandhiji went to Noakhali in Bengal to resort peace and communal harmony. Okay, now the next point is there, the establishment of interim government. While the blaze of violence had arisen in country, Viceroy Wavell established the interim government. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the head of its government. Muslim League initially denied to participate in the interim government, but later participated in it. But since the leader of Muslim League adopted the policy of obstruction, hence the interim government could not work smoothly. Now, interim government formed by Viceroy Lord Wavell under the leadership of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Then Muslim League initially did not participate, but later joined the interim government. However, it adopted the policy of obstructing the working. Then Mountbatten plan is there. Next point is Lord Mountbatten pattern. England's Prime Minister Attlee had announced that England would leave its dominion on India before June 1948. On the background of transfer, the power of India, the transfer of power in India, Lord Mountbatten was appointed as Viceroy of India. Mountbatten held discussion with prominent leaders of India. Thereafter, he prepared a plan for creation of India and Pakistan as two independent nations. Indian National Congress opposed the plan of partition. Unity of the nation was the basic stand of Indian National Congress, but the Muslim League remained adamant on the creation of Pakistan. National Congress was left with no option but to accept the decision of partition with complete helpless. Okay, now what we seen here, that is the Mountbatten plan is there. The Prime Minister of England Attlee announced the transfer of power not later than June 1948. He appointed Lord Mountbatten as the Viceroy of India. In his plan, Mountbatten proposed the creation of two independent states of India and Pakistan. But Indian National Congress opposed the plan of partition, but the Muslim League was adamant on creation of Pakistan. However, Indian National Congress was left without any option but to accept the partition of the country. Okay, now the next point is there, that is, now we can see here the map of India. Here the Pakistan is there, West Pakistan is there. Okay, now we know it very well. Then the Indian Independent Act. What is Indian Independence Act? On 18th July 1947, on the basis of Mountbatten Plan, the Indian Independence Act was passed in British Parliament. On 15th August 1947, the two independent nations, India and Pakistan, will come into existence. Thereafter, the British Parliament will not have any control over them. The British supremacy over the princely state will also come to an end. The Act provided them the right to either join India or Pakistan or remain independent. Now, on the basis of, just we have seen, on the basis of Mountbatten Plan, it was enacted by the British Parliament on 18th July 1947, and it provided for the partition of India and establishment of two independent states of India and Pakistan on 15th August 1947. Thereafter, what happened? The authority of the British Parliament would end. The British control over the princely states would come to an end, and they would have freedom to join either India or Pakistan or remain independent. Okay. Now India gains independence. The Indian Independence Act, India was granted independence on 15th August 1947. A meeting of the Constituent Assembly was going on in the Half of Parliament House in Delhi in the midnight of 14th August 1947. At the stroke of midnight hour, India's independence came to an end. The Union Jack of Britain was lowered, and in its place, the Indian tricolor flag was unfurled. India attained independence from the 150 years of slavery. The joy of attainment of freedom was not united. Indian people were grieved due to the partition of the country and the terrible violence during the period. Instead of joining the celebration of independence, Gandhiji was striving hard in Bengal. Within 6 months of attainment of freedom of India, Gandhiji was brutally assassinated by Nathuram Godse on 30th January 1948. Gandhiji strove day and night to preserve Hindu Muslim unity and laid down his life for the same. Now, what happened here? India wins independence. The Constituent Assembly was in session till midnight hour of 14th August 1947. At the stroke of midnight, India became independent with lowering of the Union Jack and unfurling the tricolor flag of India. India attained independence from the slavery of 150 years. Indian people grieved due to the partition of the country and the violence thereafter. Gandhiji did not join the celebration of independence as he was in Bengal to maintain peace and communal harmony. But at the end, Gandhiji was brutally assassinated by Nathuram Godse on 30th January 1948. Mahatma Gandhi strove to preserve Hindu Muslim unity and laid down his life for the same cause. Now, students, I think so. You can understand it very well. Just read it carefully. Try to understand this lesson. Now, here exercises is given there. Just these questions and answers write in your homework book. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, students.